Before we introduce the athletes, I would like to thank our superintendent, Jen Lamia, our principal, Mr. Chris Walsh, the high school administration, our wonderful school board for their outstanding support, continued support of our athletic program. And of course, I need to recognize and thank our teachers, our guidance counselors, and of course, our coaches for their day-to-day support of our student athletes in everything that's asked of them, they deliver. I'd like to thank and congratulate our proud parents and grandparents and brothers and sisters and other family members who are with us here today for providing that unconditional love and support every day, each and every day, through practices and games and traveling long distances. Your support makes the difference, and it's what really builds our foundation here at Byram Hills. Our Bobcat boosters, they are always there for us. They've provided refreshments and decorations here today, and unique, very unique, actually handmade gifts. Please, a round of applause for the boosters for providing this. And a very special thank you to everybody at Bobcat TV for streaming our events throughout the year and this event, and Mr. John Lopez, who's here to provide us a sound for the event and all the athletic events that we have indoors, and Brett Alcantara for the decorations here, for helping set everything up. And it's really it helps us spread the good news and the good things that are happening here at Byram Hills High School. Good news. Good news about outstanding Bobcats who are ready. They're ready to they've made Byram Hills proud, and now they're ready to spread that and take it to the next level, and we're extremely proud of them for that. At this time, I would like to turn the microphone over to our MC for this event, Mr. Matt Allen, and he will introduce the athletes to you. Thank you.
Why did I choose after you? Because they gave me a lot of money.
Okay. Guys, I was going to start with a good quote about a lion and a deer. But that's played. We're going to skip that. All right. Every student athlete aspires to continue playing their respective sport at the next level. It's the dream to compete and continue to compete against the best competition in the world. There are 8 million, guys, 8 million student athletes who participate in high school sports, but yet only 480,000 play at the next level. That's 5%. Amazing, we fit the statistic as there are 12 people, 12 ladies and gentlemen, one fine young lady in the middle, that actually represent 5% of the senior class. They have come to represent the Bobcats for 4 years now, and we look forward to seeing them go on to the next level. Today we're going to recognize each and every one of them in alphabetical order. We're going to ask them, I'm going to read off a few pieces of information about them, and then I'm going to ask them a question. They don't know the question, so we're going to put them on the spot here and see how they react. Our first athlete, a round of applause, Antonio Aversa. Antonio is an imposing figure on the football field, the baseball diamond, and if you look at him, he's just generally imposing. He scored 9 touchdowns for Byram Hills this year, had over 500 yards receiving, he had 34 receptions, and had to be double-teamed on a multitude of occasions on the football field. He's going to be a dangerous weapon for FDU next year, as Coach Carpenter remarks that in his years of coaching, they had the best hands he'd ever seen. He also plays for Coach Saunders in the baseball team, where he recently blasted a 3-run home run in the 10th inning to defeat Tappan Zee. We wish him luck next year as he goes off to play for Coach Saras and the Devils. And I'm sure there's a number of big plays waiting to happen for him there. So Antonio, you consistently make big plays. What would you say is the biggest, most memorable moment that you had here at Byram Hills? No consulting.
No, yeah, I got it, thanks. So, can you repeat the question?
What would you say is the biggest and most memorable moment that you had here at Byram Hills?
Well, for football, I think my best moment was the Harrison playoff game. Even though we didn't win that game, that was probably the best feeling I had playing football, and it's something I'm never going to forget.
You guys sound very good. Thank you, Antonio. Well done. Our next athlete is Ben Cohen. Now, JJ is going to Denison University for football next year. That team went 7-3 in a tough North Coast conference. Coach Jack Haddam is known to be a very tough coach. This university is the home of Woody Hayes, who coached with the same emotion that JJ has. This season he rushed for 316 yards and caught 38 passes for 316 yards as well. On defense, played with tenacity, 45 tackles and 2 interceptions. Not bad considering that he could probably play quarterback as well as he could play a multitude of positions. A true all-around player. Now, JJ, you play with a lot of emotion on the field. I remember I coached you in lacrosse as well. Very fiery persona when it comes to sports. Who gave you the inspiration for playing, and who would you say is a famous athlete that serves as the best example for you? You got 2 questions there, my friend.
So for athlete, I'd probably say Derek Brooks, linebacker of the Buccaneers in 2003, and I looked up to him since I was 3 years old. I was always been a Bucs fan. I always admired him, who he was as a man, and then how he played the sport as a football player. So that really carried through me throughout.
Okay, well done. Well done. Our third athlete is Mr. Daniel Desana. Mr. Desana will be joining the Union College Dutchman baseball team next season. They are currently 21-6 and in the midst of fighting for a position in the D3 tournament. Next year, they're going to be getting an exceptional outfielder who may be making the transition from center field to left field. Either way, he can play either position. He currently bats leadoff for the team, is batting .500, leading the team in hits and stolen bases. He's also riding a perfect fielding percentage, where last year he made 41 putouts without an error. He's a consummate professional whose main attribute is his all-around skill. So Daniel, you seem to be the Mike Trout here of Byram Hills High School. Is there a particular baseball player that you try to emulate each day? And what do you see as your future for baseball at Union College?
Mookie Betts. He's been my favorite player for a while now. I try to emulate his game. He's a leadoff hitter who gets, he has the most hits in the league right now. And yeah, can you ask the second question again?
Before we do, can we confirm that the Red Sox are the best team in baseball?
By far the best team.
Thank you very much. What do you see as your future at Union College for baseball?
Future's bright there, you know what I mean? Feeling good.
Well done, sir. Well done. Well done. They were all here for you, apparently. Our next athlete is Mr. Christopher Draper. Christopher's going from the Byram Bobcats to the Bates Bobcats. He's joining one of the best swimming programs in the nation, as Bates College actually boasts 48 All-American awards in the last 15 years. This season for the Bobcats, Chris was a driving force in leading the team to state championships for the first time in 10 seasons. At the NSCA Junior National Championships, Chris finished second in both the 200 IM and 200 fly, and is recognized as one of the top 70 swimmers in all of New York State. Now, Chris, I think you've been swimming since age 7. Is that correct?
That is. Yeah.
Do you prepare differently for individual events versus team events, and do you have any superstitions before racing?
I wouldn't say I have any superstitions, and I wouldn't say I prepare any differently as...
Well, good. What would you say?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Do you prepare differently for individual... How do you prepare for individual events and team events in swimming?
Usually I just kind of stretch before my... You mean like... like mentally?
I think that's good. That's good. That's good enough. I think we're satisfied with that, Mr. Draper. A gentleman and a scholar. Like that. Our next athlete is Mr. Tristan Gibson. For now the second year in a row, fencing has taken center stage here at Byram Hills, following in the footsteps of a Colombian fencer, Sylvie, from last year. Tristan is currently nationally ranked in the United States and was chosen for the 2016-17 All-American team, which currently recognizes the top 300 fencers in the United States. Just recently, he placed third in the Division I regionals, competing against some of the best fencers in the world. He will be attending New Jersey Institute of Technology, where he'll be studying computer science with an interest in cybersecurity. He will be joining the Highlanders, who last year went 27-10 and are ranked 15th in the nation. Now, Tristan, most people unfortunately consider fencing a rather obscure sport. So how did you get into fencing, and what do you find most alluring about it?
I'm sorry, what was the last part of that question?
Guys, I'm now repeating these questions for you guys down here. How did you get into fencing, and what do you find most challenging or alluring about it?
Well, I got into fencing because I hate working with other people in team sports. I'm serious. I don't trust anyone else, so I like to be alone. As for my most challenge, it's probably at my fencing club. I have to fence Teddy, who is number 3 in the USA, and I am nowhere near at all. And
we don't know who Teddy is, but we assume that he's very good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just every day fencing him and him just toying with me, it's really tough to, yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing you persevere at NJIT. Our next athlete is Brian Glatt. Brian has spent his time here at Byram Hills earning a 4.539 GPA and a near-perfect 35 ACT. And while that was going on, he found a little bit of time to do some swimming. Brian is a 4-time state qualifier, a Journal News first-team All-Star, USA Swimming Scholastic All-American. He's broken 4 school records here at the high school, and just recently he was named the Con Edison Athlete of the Week Award winner, recognizing top scholar athletes in Westchester County. Brian, it seems, doesn't settle for mediocrity. So we're going to accept his mediocre choice of school in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So Brian, how did you get so involved in swimming, and what are you looking forward to most at MIT?
For swimming, my grandfather used to swim, so when I was younger, he kind of got me into it, and then once I started it at the age of 6, I really enjoyed it, so kept doing it. And at MIT, I look forward to hopefully having a good balance of academics and athletics, and then hopefully making the NCAA swim meet.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Let's get it for Mallory Lipstein, our only female up here on the dais here. I asked Mallory yesterday when she started doing gymnastics and cheerleading with the hope that she was going to say, well, I started when I was like 3. And she's like, no, I kind of started in high school. Kind of defeated the purpose of the questioning, but that's okay. She is one of the few athletes here at Byram Hills who successfully marketed herself to a college program. She wasn't truly actively recruited. She sent videos of herself training. She sent videos of herself doing flips. She did this all by herself and sent it off to the coaches over at Duke University. She's done this over the past few months, and she did it privately. And just recently, she was invited to cheer for the Division I Duke Blue Devils. For those of you guys who do not know Mallory, she has been wearing Duke clothing since she was probably in 9th or 10th grade. This is her dream school. And I'm wondering, what is your motivation for that school? What was your allure to Duke? And maybe if you could highlight for the audience what the process for the tryouts really, truly entailed.
So to start talking about Duke, I could go on forever. I think I really fell in love with it when I visited. There's just something about it with the spirit, and everyone's so proud to be there, and obviously the academics and everything all together. It's just really the perfect place to me. As far as the tryout situation, I had cheered throughout high school, and it's something that makes me really happy that I want to continue. So I reached out to the coach, and I did my tryout through like 25 different videos, and they basically compared that with the live tryouts and did it all through email.
Very nice. Congratulations, Mallory. Our next athlete is Mr. Luke Simon. When you walk the hallways of Byram Hills, it's definitely not hard to notice Luke. He has grown so much physically since the onset of his freshman year due to hard work, diligence, and an affinity for the weight room. This past season, he had 54 tackles, 32 solo, 5 sacks, 13 tackles for a loss, and 2 forced fumbles. His coach says Luke's love for football is something unlike I've never seen in another player. He'll be signing a letter of intent to play for Joe Conlon and the Fordham Rams, who compete within the Division I Patriot League and play their home games in the Bronx. The athletic department here is beyond excited to see you compete at the next level. So Luke, besides your size, what would you say is your greatest strength on the football field, and what do you look forward to most playing at Fordham?
My greatest
attribute. What do you bring to the football field?
I think I developed a lot of good technique from my coach, Doug Carpenter, and Gene Johnson. He was my coach this past season, D-line coach. And also, I would say my greatest strength on the field would probably be just a tenacity that I developed in the weight room from Dan Santora and my older brothers and my cousins and everything, who would teach me to be as tenacity, right? Yeah, as possible. Yeah, is that a word? So, yeah.
Well done, and you got some shout-outs in there. Well done. Our next athlete is Mr. Skyler Schuyler. Skyler will graduate as arguably the most celebrated basketball player in our school's history. In all section selection for 4 years, All-State the last 3. He shattered the school's all-time scoring record by over 500 points, accumulating a total of 1,657 total points. Most importantly, though, he was a value to his team. His career record was 90-25, including 3 county setter appearances and a gold ball. With continued hard work, Skyler has a chance to become an All-American at the next level. He was also a Con Edison Award winner this past season and will join Coach Jim Mullins of the Ithaca Bombers next year. Skyler, what age did you realize that you had a special talent for basketball, and what professional player would you say you copy your game from?
Probably started getting serious about basketball during my 7th grade year. I mean, once I started playing, I played at my parish for a while, and it was just, I enjoyed it so much that I knew I just wanted to play at the next level. And I try to copy my game after Steve Nash, just because the game comes so easy to him, and it's just a pleasure to watch.
Very nice, fine choice, good job. Our next athlete is Ryan Stieg. Ryan has established himself as one of the top pitchers in Westchester. He's earned all-league honors as a junior and undoubtedly again this year. He's led the team in innings with 45, ERA of 2.3, 49 Ks. Last season, opponents batted a mere .218 against him. So far, he has lived up to his #1 pitcher status as he has a 4-1 record on the mound, leads the team in innings, and has an exceptional 1.4 ERA. He'll be joining the Red Dragons of Oneonta and playing under 8-year coach Benjamin Grimm, where 55 of his players have won Scholar Athlete Awards over his tenure. Ryan, how do you feel that Byram Hills High School has prepared you for the next step, and what are you looking forward to most in playing in college?
I think the staff here at Byram and the teammates have taught me to play the game the right way. Coach Saunders always preaches playing classy baseball, and that's definitely a big part of the next step, where the game becomes a little more serious and playing sports in college becomes a job. And at the next level, I'm just really looking forward to facing better competition and really seeing what I'm made of and what training has done for me over the past few years.
Well done. Always a smart move to give your teammates a shout out when they're sitting right there. Good move. Our next athlete is Matthew Turk. The Dickinson College Red Devil cross country team will be receiving one of our most consistent runners in school history. He's been a constant in the program, and over 4 years at Byram Hills. This past year, he led the team to a top 5 finish at the Westchester County Sectional Championship meets. Coach Andriello says, quote, Matt's dedication to running and his teammates has continued the long legacy of Byram Hills cross country. His presence will be missed, but his example will be an inspiration to underclassmen that have had the chance to be on the team with him. He'll be competing next year in the Centennial Conference. So Matt, what factors went into your decision to run for Dickinson, and what impressed you most about the university?
Factors that led me to decide to run for them. I'm not really
What'd you like about the school?
Definitely their focus on the environment. I want to go into something related to the environment. And they've been the most environmentally conscious college for, I think, 6 years now.
Wow, great answer. Thank you very much. Well done. And our final athlete, Mr. Nick Weitzman. Nick is a 4-year varsity tennis player for Byram Hills. He's a captain of the program. Currently plays first doubles with Shea Gordon. That was Shea Gordon applauding, I'm sure. As an exceptional doubles player, he has learned over time to adopt his singles game to a more team-oriented one. He has compiled a 40-11 record. He's going to be joining Coach Brian Bowman and the Dutchman next season as he becomes the 2nd member of the Weitzman family to play sports at Union College. Now, Nick, since you're the final athlete and you're expecting a question that's kind of normal, I decided that I'm going to ask you what your favorite cereal is and what are your pre-tennis meals to get ready for an event?
So my favorite cereal is probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Good choice.
And the night before a lot of matches, mostly for tournaments, I would order Kira and get chicken fried rice.
Well done. Well done. So guys, I think we've learned, look, one of my favorite quotes by Norman Peale is, if you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. And you guys are going to land amongst the stars over the next 4 years. And we look forward to following you in your career. We hope that you guys come back and visit us, and we hope that in 7 years we will be discussing, hopefully going forward, perhaps discussion for the Byram Hills Athletic Hall of Fame. At this point, we're going to ask the parents come forward if you'd like to take a picture. And when you guys come down for pictures, what we're going to do is, on the count of 3, we're going to sign our letters of intent at the same time. Actually, Harry's going to be ready to take your picture.
We're going to take pictures of the athletes with their families. We're going to flip the screen around. If you would like to take a picture with the Byram Hills Athletics background screen that we have, just please step around. We'll do the baseball players first because they have a game to get to. So that would really help us out. If you want to take a picture here, just come on over. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's fun stuff. Fun stuff. No problem. And make sure that you